in time. So we want you just to be patient with us just a few minutes. We have with us Brother Minister Larry X. He is the one that's going to speak in behalf of Brother Farrakhan today. So we want you to pay very close attention, because what you're going to hear, I guarantee you, is going to be of a life-giving nature. This broadcast is coming to you live from the Final Call Administration Building at 734 West 79th Street. This is the 35th radio broadcast entitled The Respectful Life Series that will run for 52 weeks. The principal speaker is Minister Louis Farrakhan, National Representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Messenger of Allah. Call a friend, ask him to tune in to radio station WBEE on your AM dial. If you would like to attend these weekly broadcasts, you are cordially invited also. And if you are interested in supporting the radio ministry of Minister Louis Farrakhan, please send your contribution to the Final Call Radio Ministry, Box 20083, Chicago, Illinois, 60620. If you would like a tape of today's lecture, dial 994-5775. That's 994-5775. Or if you'd like to subscribe to this series of broadcasts. Also, if you would like to become a subscriber to the Final Call newspaper, we will give you more information at the end of this program. And now, speaking in behalf of Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, we have Minister Larry X.
In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and most surely his greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I greet my brothers and sisters in the nation's greeting of peace. Assalamu Alaikum. Brothers and sisters, we want to welcome you once again to the Final Call radio broadcast. As we announced last week, Minister Farrakhan will not be with us this afternoon. He's speaking in Oakland, California. And as many of the brothers and sisters know, that Minister Farrakhan is on tour. However, we are happy to announce, and he hasn't been here in 4 weeks, he will be here, inshallah, next Sunday afternoon. So we want to invite you out to be with us on Sunday to hear Minister Farrakhan here at the Final Call Administration Building. Please come out and do not come alone. I want to say that Minister Farrakhan sends the greetings to the brothers and sisters in the Chicago radio audience, as well as those who are here at the Final Call Administration Building. This afternoon, I will not be carrying the lecture. I just want to say a few words and introduce the brother of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister John Muhammad from Detroit, Michigan, who will be carrying the radio broadcast this afternoon. For those brothers and sisters in the radio audience, and I know that there are many listening who have either heard of Minister John Muhammad or know Minister John Muhammad, and especially those followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So please go to your telephones now and call them and tell them that Minister John Muhammad from Detroit, Michigan, the brother of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is here speaking this afternoon in behalf of Minister Louis Farrakhan on the Final Call radio broadcast on WBEE 1570 on your AM dial. Brothers and sisters, I also want to mention that Minister Farrakhan will be here again on Wednesday night, as he was here this past Wednesday night. Before we introduce Minister John Muhammad, I would like to take just a minute, and I know that this is a holiday weekend, and I hope that the brothers and sisters who are near their radios this afternoon and who have a day off tomorrow, I hope that you will take a minute to listen to the broadcast this afternoon and the words from Minister John Muhammad. There's much talk of the Nation of Islam, I know, in the black community and the press, not only in Chicago, but across America. Last week, there appeared an article in the press here in Chicago that was widely read by many black people. Those followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, wherever we've gone in the city, people have mentioned to us the article that appeared in the paper here in the Chicago area last Sunday. I want to take a minute before we introduce Minister John Muhammad to go over a pattern that we know is being developed, and also the work of the Nation of Islam, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in this period. 20 years ago, and almost 20 years to this time, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching hard and spreading Islam throughout America. At the time, the top spokesman for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was Minister Malcolm X. And they were having a tremendous impact on the black people of America, and in particular the youth, who were now for the first time hearing the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they began to examine it and even, yes, change their lifestyle. When the power establishment saw the influence that the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was having in many of the black communities throughout America, they wanted to do what they felt would retard that progress, or stop that progress, or slow that progress, or slow the influence of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and that his top lieutenant or top minister at the time was doing for him is spreading that word throughout America. So Hearst paper put an article starting in New York City in one of their publications, and they syndicated the article across America. This particular article attacked Master Farad Muhammad. It attacked the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and this article was spread in all of the newspapers, I would say the established newspapers in the major cities. This article was an attack on the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the article, in my judgment, was designed to get those who were looking at the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and spread confusion in their ranks or cause them to look away from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. White America at the time knew the power of the teachings of Islam. And those who were living during that period, you can witness with us that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching was shaking the black communities of America. He was moving from city to city. And what he was teaching was awakening a dead or sleeping black man. It was bringing him to a level of consciousness that he had not known before. This America feared, because with this level of consciousness, it made black people look at America and see America as she really is. It made them to see their own condition, their plight, and what had happened to them just through the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So the attempt in that newspaper article was to discredit the teacher of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to discredit the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and cause black people who may have been listening or looking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad perhaps to become confused. 20 years later, history repeats itself. The teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, coming out of the mouth of Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan as he works to rebuild the nation of Islam, is having a profound effect in black America, in the communities of black America. People now are listening once again to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad because of the work of Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's having a profound effect on the city of Chicago. Every Sunday that he's on this radio and he's teaching the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, there's another black man or another black woman or a black teenager or a black young sister who is quickened to consciousness because of Minister Farrakhan's ability to teach the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, showing that what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has the power still to resurrect or redeem our people from the mud of civilization. The concern pops up again. And the concern is not on the behalf of those groups who may be opposed to the way of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, black brothers and sisters who don't really understand. The messenger was your brother. He is not an opponent or an enemy of black people, but he is the brother of every black man, woman, and child in America. So your opposition to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad just represents your immaturity, because he's the best brother you could ever have. So now that they see that Minister Farrakhan is teaching the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it's having this tremendous impact. And I've been witnessing it around the country. They know and understand this. So what they want to do now is discredit the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or spread additional confusion among those who begin to look, examine, and listen. I happened to be at the airport with Minister Farrakhan yesterday, and the man who was checking our baggage saw the name, and he said, yeah, what's happening to the Muslim movement? I read that article in the paper. Is the movement breaking up? So people are not totally in tune. They don't make a habit of studying the Islamic movement. They're into their own lifestyle. They're doing what it takes for them to survive in America. They're not busy plotting the course of everything that happened. There are black people out there, but all they hear is a word. What's going on with that Muslim movement? And they say that if this is what's happening inside, then when they listen at a distance. They say, it may sound good, but I can't get involved in that madness. This is the attempt of the devil once again. This is the attempt of the power structure once again to try to slow down, to try to stop the movement of the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that has the most profound effect on black people of America than any other teaching that they could get. They would rather for them to have some teaching that will make them continuous in the passive, docile, slave-like position or mentality. They would rather for them to have a teaching that keeps them involved on a community level, fighting and killing and arguing and going through changes with one another. They would rather to see us arguing over drugs and liquor and discos and other kind of forms of madness that do nothing but destroy us. They would rather see us in that bag. But if they see that there is some teaching coming down out of the mouth of a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that is quickening this black man from the dead, then what they want to do is retard that progress and create a situation where black people who may take a step forward to help Minister Farrakhan would say, no, there's too much stuff going on within the framework of that movement, and I would rather step off. So they are attacking the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the teacher of Minister Louis Farrakhan, as they attacked the Savior 20 years ago, the teacher of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the scripture says that your agreement with hell will not stand. And it says that Allah plans a plan and the devil plans a plan, but Allah is the best of planners. So we're in that hour once again. And this afternoon I am honored and very happy to have with us someone that knows the Honorable Elijah Muhammad very well, who was in the nation and watched the whole movement of the nation from its inception in Detroit in the early 1930s. And I'm happy to say that this brother has stood up for his brother, and he knows his brother and his work, and it's Minister John Muhammad. We're honored and happy to have him in Chicago this afternoon to talk to the brothers here at the meeting at the Final Call building, as well as those brothers and sisters who are listening on the radio throughout the Chicago area. So we want you to listen carefully, pay attention. We have with us, and we're very honored to have with us, Minister John Muhammad, the brother of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad from Detroit, Michigan. Let's bring him on with a warm round of applause.
Salaam Alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, the Lord of all the worlds, who came to North America in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the only God that I know, the only God that Messenger Elijah Muhammad said to me that he knew. I thank Allah for his coming in his person. I thank him for the resurrection of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, the last of the messengers to we the so-called American Negroes who has been a slave in America for near 400 years at the coming of Master Farad Muhammad. I thank Minister Louis Farrakhan for such wonderful and beautiful work that he has done in the rebuilding of the nation of Islam. I thank Minister Farrakhan and his staff for such great opportunity for me to be present with you today. I thank each of you for being here and those that could not be here today. Brother and sister of the nation of Islam, you who has been in the nation of Islam, and you who has not been in the nation of Islam, you who sympathize with the nation of Islam, and you who do not want the nation of Islam. I thank Allah for you. That is, if you are black, because this teaching that Master Farad Muhammad, who Allah came in his person, and the resurrections of his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it did not come to to but one people, and that is to the lost man, the man that had no knowledge of self nor anyone else. That's why I say black. I don't believe there is not a people on the earth of his nation does not want to give honor to his nation. I believe in honoring my nation. I believe in the teachings that Messenger Elijah Muhammad gave to us. I believe in the Holy Quran and what it says. I believe in all of the prophets that were sent from God. I can't believe in those that say they are prophets or say they are messengers and know not Allah. This day, I am so honored to be before you, and you who cannot see me but hear my voice. I would like to bring to your attention the new Islam. The new Islam that was brought to us. The so-called American Negro, the black man of today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I would like to bring to you the new Islam, not the old Islam. I don't know about your belief. I can't say anything about it. But I can talk only of my own. Before the coming of Master Farad Muhammad, I was a member in the Baptist Church. Before 1930, at his coming, I removed myself from the Baptist Church and became a follower under Master Farad Muhammad, the same as Messenger Elijah Muhammad. I believe today that if every people on the earth, regardless to what he is, color or whatnot, would take out the words that Messenger Elijah Muhammad taught us, it would be a better world for tomorrow. I cannot say that the new Islam was for all nations of people, because all nations of people, I do not believe will ever come under the sun, moon, and star as one nation until after the hereafter here on earth. Not a hereafter that will come about after physical death and the resurrections in some spirit after that physical death, but a resurrection in this present life, a death that we underwent in the year of 1555, buried in the Western Hemisphere, forgotten, robbed, mistreated, beaten, and killed by an open enemy, by one that will never say that he is a brother to a black man. Right. The new Islam, taught by the last messenger. I say the last messenger because According to the Holy Quran, Muhammad, 1400 years ago, was the last prophet. But the messenger taught me and others that it does not say that he was the last messenger, but he is the last messenger. Being raised up among the last people of the earth, a people that never before had a teacher of any kind. After he had mounted the shores here in America, the last messenger had to come to this people, as the Quran says and teaches us. Every nation had a warner to go to them, but we had no warner to come to us to tell us of this kind of a condition that we was in. Not until Master Farad Muhammad, God in person, came to us and raised up right in our house, right in our midst, in the midst of people who did not know him. And after he was raised up, then people did not know him. Today they do not understand that he is the last of all the messengers. And we are the last people. You cannot talk to those people that was under the voice of Master Farad Muhammad to tell him or her concerning the Prophet Muhammad 1400 years ago. You cannot talk to them to try to make them to believe and understand that today is the day that we must look for the return of Muhammad. You can't tell us that. Muhammad has already returned. Master Farad Muhammad taught us the history of Prophet Muhammad forward and backwards. He taught us the history of self, and he taught the history of others. In his 3 years and 6 months here in America, teaching his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I wish that you could sit long enough. I wish that the people here in Chicago would give all day on the air, so that you could get a belly full of what Master Farad Muhammad brought.
Go ahead, brother.
So that you could understand that Messenger Elijah Muhammad is the oldest man that has taught black man in America of self. According to chapter 70, verse 41 of the Holy Quran, Millennium Muhammad Ali translation, section 2, a nation to be raised up. A nation to be raised, to rise up for self. A nation of people. Why you tell us a nation is to be raised up? All of the nations of the earth, they have their own. And here is a small group of people who has been lost from home and their people for 400 years. And now, back at that time, at the writing of this Quran, it tells you a nation is to be raised up. What nation? Everybody has went to their own. They live with their own. All but you and I, the black man of America. Never did we understand neither book, Quran, nor Bible. Not until Master Farad Muhammad taught Messenger Elijah Muhammad, and after he taught him, after Master Farad Muhammad taught Elijah Muhammad the truth, none other than the truth. Then here come out every Tom, Dick, and Harry with the Holy Quran saying, I am the messenger of God.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Others came out trying to preach the Bible. Don't know either book. But Master Farad Muhammad taught Messenger Elijah Muhammad both books, Bible and Quran. Then after Elijah Muhammad began to teach it to you and I, they wanted to kill him. Hated him. Oh, yes, they did. They hated him. I hope you are listening out there. Come on. They hated that man in the city of Detroit when we only had one temple. Just one. Run the man away from the city. Put him in jail there. Put him in jail here. Put him in jail elsewhere. Did the same thing for the God of the universe that came to us, Master Farad Muhammad. Put him in jail. He had to suffer that in order to get to you. In order to get to black man of America to teach you that this whole planet Earth belongs to you. All praises is due Allah. A new nation is to be raised up. And they are to be brought into the place of others. And they are to be a better people. Listen now. And they are to be a better people. Who is the worst people? They're going to be the better people. Living in a place that is known as the wilderness. A place where that nothing dwells but wild animals. Wilderness. A place where uncivilized people dwell. In the wilderness of North America. That people is to be raised up is none other than the black man of America. We know and we understand. We hear and we see that none other people is greater than the so-called American Negro, the black man. People don't want to hear you say that. People don't even want to hear you say you are the original man. They want to call you something else. What is better than the original man? Just because it has a long answer to it. It has a long question. Nobody can answer it. Nobody can write it. Nobody knows who the original man is but the original man. Nobody else has his knowledge. Nobody knows what he created but him. Nobody can create anything but the original man. And you have it proof right here in America. Look at all of the things that has been made here in America. Go back and count how many black people. That was the cause of this operation to be finished and brought about that it would serve the nation. Count how many black men did it. No wonder that some of the people said, black man built America. He did. Black man of America. A new nation. Why has you got to be new? It's because that we are a new people, taught a new knowledge, raised up in the newness of Islam, a new Islam, raised up by one Messenger Elijah Muhammad, from that he received from God in person, Master Farad Muhammad. According to the footnote, 2567 of Sayyid Muhammad Ali tells us that an evil generation will be brought to naught. An evil generation of people. And another people, the righteous, shall inherit the land. What land shall they inherit? The whole earth belongs to them. What did the evil people create? What did they make? How many trees did you plant? How many lakes and oceans, rivers and streams of water that you made? How much water did you make as water? How many storms can you bring about over your own land or other people's land? How many hurricanes can you bring about? You are afraid today that these earthquakes and storms are going to overtake you. You are afraid of it. You know they are going to come from time to time. And they are getting closer and closer. Now you want to leave the earth and go someplace else. But this is your place here on earth. And this is where you will be destroyed at. On this earth, not on the moon. Not on Jupiter or any of the other planets, but here on this moon. As we know that this earth, as Master Farad Muhammad taught us, is named moon. Because the other part was taken away, and we call this part earth to make a distinction between that other part. This part is our earth. Our moon belongs to the original black man. The old order will be changed and a new order established instead of that. Instead of what? This is quoted from Muhammad Ali's Holy Quran in its footnote, as I just mentioned to you. The old order will be changed. What old orders? Why you got to change the old order and bring in a new order and then destroy the people that is in that old order? why you want to do such as that is because that we cannot put new wine in old bottles. We must take new bottles for this kind of a teaching. We cannot put this kind of a teaching that Messenger Elijah Muhammad taught in an old body of people who would not accept Islam as they should, even at the time their prophet came to them. We can use that. We have something that's new taught to us. What is some of that? We had never had a people, a leader, a teacher to come to the so-called American black man and tell him openly who you are. Never told us openly who the devil is. Never told us who the Christian people is. Never told us about that God. Nobody came and told us that. Messenger Elijah Muhammad has said to us, when Master Farad Muhammad came to you and I, he came condemning all other religions. All others he condemned. As the Holy Quran says to us in it, the only true religion with Allah is Islam. Now, the change is coming about. I don't mean the change, wait a minute, I don't mean the change going back. I'm not talking about that kind of a change. I'm not saying the change of a people going back into this old way that we had during the time of Prophet Muhammad. Not that change. That never did change. And we don't want that. What we want today is a new Islam. We want a new messenger. And we got him. We prayed for him. And after praying for him, there he comes right up in our midst. All praise is due Allah. All praise. The new nation, the new people must have a new order of things. The new order of things is what Messenger Elijah Muhammad brought. He brought what no other leader, prophet, or messenger brought to his people. Let us quote some of the messengers, Elijah Muhammad, what he said in 1935, 40 years before his death. And it fits in this day. I quote it because it's talking to both man and woman, black man and woman, not white people, not the yellow people, but the black man and woman in America. Let me say this before I do this. When Master Farad Muhammad was here, he did not allow white people in his temples. You that's listening at me know that. You that know Messenger Elijah Muhammad knows his teaching is a factor. This is reference of today. How you have fallen from the right way, that now you are no more admired, but is looked upon by thine enemies as most hateful, and they whisper among themselves, saying, is these the model that was to be for the lost found? How they have degraded themselves and have fallen, gone back to that which your Savior did come and pull you out. What meanings have you? Going back to that he pulled you out of. Listen clearly. Master Farad Muhammad, I say, didn't allow white people in his temple. Not only that, he didn't allow to have in your temple. Many of them don't know why. Because if they come among you, they will destroy you. If they come among you, they want to know, is it right? I have experienced that in my 50 years in the Nation of Islam. I have experienced that of the Arabs. They does not care as much for you as some of the white people do. Listen, and here we are in the Nation of Islam a few years ago was dragged back into that which Master Farad Muhammad brought us out from, him and his messenger. Dragged back into the laps of white people. Dragged back to hug and kiss the Arab people. Why don't the Arabs give us some of the oil they have? Why don't they come up and say, brother, I'm a Muslim, you is a Muslim. You can have a gallon of oil out of every barrel that we sell. They don't do that for you. When they come, who do they visit? Do they come to visit and sit down with you? I know you don't like it, but Master Farad Muhammad taught it in my presence, and I'm glad he did. He said the only way that black man in America will have anything, he got to do it himself. And that is a fact. And look at the Nation of Islam today, how it went back. Fell back, and Master Farad Muhammad put it in a fact that the people should understand and know. Saying lead will not reach the bottom of any ocean any nearer than 4,500 yards, then it will float. Listen at that fact. You and I, looking around us right today, you see black man and woman who once were with Messenger Elijah Muhammad. They don't visit nobody. But still, that Nation of Islam is floating within their head like that lead is floating in that ocean. That he calls you the cream of the earth. You know that cream comes from milk, right? And milk comes from between the silk and the blood. And she's first at the bottom. And she works her own way to the top. And when she gets to the top, you can't carry it back to the bottom. So it is with you, black man in America. You must work your way to the top. And when you get to the top, stay there. Don't try to go down. We don't care who your leader is. You only had one. The one from God. And today, every black man in America should unite himself back to the Nation of Islam and stop fooling around, agitating yourself, believing that you are some people. Master Farad Muhammad said, that we are the original man. I never yet in 50 years heard Master Farad, neither Messenger Elijah Muhammad, say that we was Belayan. I was in the official staff at number 1 Detroit. I ate with Master Farad Muhammad and the messenger and his staff right here in Chicago while we were setting up number 2. Don't tell me what I'm saying. Don't tell me I don't know. I know it before you was born.